everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name's Sophie, and this channel is about my journey to basically getting my life back after finding out that I have preload failure or low preload state, different things they're calling it in the research. Please see my diagnosis video for more about what that entails and how it affects me day to day. In today's video, I thought I would do something a little different. I want to talk about ways that I have coped over the past almost 2 years. And today I want to talk about something called coping ahead. It is from dialectical behavioral therapy, or DBT. Since my childhood was rather traumatic, I've been in and out of therapy for basically my whole life, so I know lots of different therapy skills. I've tried lots of different modalities, so I thought I would share some of the skills that have helped me the most over the past 2 years, and this one is definitely the first on the list. So coping ahead is basically planning for, almost like planning for worst case scenario. So in this case, in regards to going to a doctor's visit, that you may or may not have been to this doctor before, you don't know how they're going to react to you or your symptoms. You may be used to doctors sort of dismissing you, telling you you're deconditioned, you're making it up, it's all in your head, it's anxiety, it's depression, etc. So what you would do in this case is you would figure out what the situation is going to the doctors, and you would try to picture this in as much detail as possible. I would, if I've been to the office before, if I'm used to the doctor, I would imagine sitting in one of the patient rooms that I've been in. I've imagined the doctor coming in. I'd imagined the conversation going back and forth. Imagine what he's going to say, how that's going to make me feel, what that's going to make me think. And then, most importantly, then you figure out how you're going to cope with that. So instead of sitting there and just being inundated with all these negative thoughts or negative feelings or these actions you want to do, or leaving the appointment and wanting to engage in unhealthy coping mechanisms, be that eating, drinking, spending, whatever it is, you come up with a plan ahead of time of how you're going to cope when this situation arises. So you imagine it in as much detail as you can. You see what comes up for you, if it's thoughts, if it's feelings, if it's bodily sensations, whatever it is, and then you figure out how best to cope with those things. So for me, because of the trauma I went through, I'm not really in tune with my emotions that well. I often don't know what I'm feeling. Sometimes I'm not feeling anything. It's just a bunch of thoughts and physical sensations. Most times it will just be thoughts, negative thoughts like you're not worth this, they're wasting your time, and just negative, self-doubting, destructive thoughts. What I would do, I would either make a plan to go somewhere after the appointment. I might go to a park if I was able to and the weather was nice. I might go to the gym if I was able to. I might make a plan to eat out, so I might order some food that I wouldn't normally eat and stuff like that, so that I had something planned for after the appointment as a way to make sure I was taking care of myself and staying safe from any self-destructive coping mechanisms that one might use to deal with those negative thoughts and feelings. And this really did help me a lot. I was engaging in a lot of self-destructive behavior, which I'm probably not going to get into, but yes, so that was really helpful. I still use that even though I haven't engaged in those self-destructive behaviors in quite a while. I just find that it's really helpful to imagine what might happen and how I'm going to react to it, what I might say back to the doctors if I'm going to say anything at all. Then when I've told people about this, you either get one of two reactions I found. Some people are like, oh, I can see that could be really helpful, I'm gonna try it. Or you get, that sounds like you're just wanting the worst to happen, you're too negative, you're doing worst case scenario, which I kind of see where they're coming from. It can be considered worst case scenario, but when this scenario has happened repeatedly, you've been repeatedly told you're just anxious, you're just depressed, you're just deconditioned. Is it really worst case scenario if it keeps happening? Like, it's not like you're imagining it. It's happened. You're planning for what would happen if it happens again. And I don't really think it's being negative. It's taking action to keep yourself safe and healthy after the interaction, so you don't engage in those unhealthy habits. You don't go home and yell at your husband, your mom, your dad, your kids, kick the dog, or do anything like that. You have a plan, and then hopefully over time you'll be able to implement that plan, and it won't take as much pre-planning. I do some pre-planning, more or less just sort of knowing I'll need to do something, but I don't go through what the doctor might say, what I might say. I don't go through it in as much detail anymore. It's more just an automatic, I'm going to the doctor's, I need to do something afterwards, just in case. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. I hope some of you find that helpful in your own situation, because I know dealing with doctors is really stressful and can be traumatic in and of itself. I'll probably do another one of these about some other skills that I found helpful from dialectical behavioral therapy. So look forward to that in the coming weeks, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.